Hey guys, Little V here. Yes, you can use my music, and no, I don't do tabs. So yeah, I'm back from my trip. I've been back for a little bit now, but I just haven't had time to make a video yet. I've been really busy getting myself back reacquainted with all my students and getting my schedule back in order. Picked this up on my trip. I am so happy I found this. I also found another coffee mug that says coffee makes me poop, but it's currently being cleaned right now. But yeah, I have a Charmander coffee mug, so excuse me for a second. Also, on a side note, I went and saw Paper Towns, the John Green book adapted into a movie, with my girlfriend, and I'm really upset with the fact that there's a character in there who says she likes Charizard, but then proceeds later to say she doesn't like dragons. Now, I know Charizard's not technically a dragon, but he's a dragon. Come on, he's a freaking dragon. Let's be honest here. But, like, what the hell is up with that crap? Alright, so, first off, unfortunately there will be no cover this week. I have not had time to even record one. I've got a gig Saturday. I've got a practice Friday. I've got a practice tonight after work for a gig next week with a death metal band, and then I have a gig like 2 weeks after that with a different metal band, and then it's that same metal band. Possibly, there's a lot of work I'm doing right now, and I'm doing a lot of that work mainly to pay off this guy because you can kind of see that in the shot there. After 5.5 years, I finally bought an amp. Yeah, no joke. I've never actually bought and owned, like, I owned an amp, because I've inherited one, but I've never actually bought an amp. So, yeah, that's the thing. So, to make up for the fact that there is no cover this week, I'm thinking live stream on Sunday. I think that'd be really cool. I'm thinking probably middle of the day so we can catch the most amount of people. But yeah, I'm also in like mountain time here, so I am like, I'm not exactly sure what the GMT is, but I'm sure I'll put it somewhere on the video, or you know, the live stream reminder on YouTube will just tell everyone when I'm gonna put it up. But yeah, I'm thinking live stream for like an hour or so, just to kind of chill, hang out. You can ask questions, anything like that. Maybe I'll play some music. And, yeah, I can just get a chance to talk with you guys, because, I mean, I've never really had a chance to, like, talk with you guys face-to-face, except for, like, a few students on Patreon, so that'd be kind of cool. Oh, and the aforementioned piece of equipment I am trying to pay off right now is an orange Dark Terror. Well, it's the Jim Root Dark Terror, but it's a Dark Terror. It's, funny enough, like, one of the only amps in the orange range that's not actually orange, but, yeah, it rocks pretty hard, as I'm sure you're probably hearing already from the sound clips. And for all the gear hounds out there, it is going into a 1x12, definitely that's an oversized cabinet, that's not a regular 1x12. And it's going in, signal is guitar, into Hot Mod 800 distortion pedal. Just using it as an overdrive right here, the gain is all the way off. And then it's going into an ISB decimator noise gate, which you're probably wondering, why do I have the noise gate after the overdrive? That's to stop all the hiss, because if I put it the other way, you get really bad hiss, and this way it also gates the overdrive, so you just get like, just super clean cut, which is awesome for recording, because I don't have to like sit there and mess around with like. I'll do a more in-depth video on the actual amplifier, but for right now, just know it sounds awesome. Hey, yeah, the Axe Effects fanatics and stuff like that. I see you typing that comment, why didn't you get an Axe Effects instead? Okay, so I'll explain why I didn't get Axe Effects. So let me start off by saying, first things first, I think the digital amps, like the Bias FX, Axe Effects, stuff like that, that's the future. That's the way it's gonna be, because you don't have to lug around a bunch of gear, and they sound fantastic. Here's the thing though, I'll give you 3 reasons why I don't want an Axe Effects and I want a live amp. First reason is I get option paralysis really easily. I spend more time messing around with amps and bias than actually recording. This is one amp with knobs that I can turn and adjust, and with a couple microphones I can swap out, and that makes it so I have to basically use the one amp to get the good sound. And I'm a big believer in putting in limitations to make you more creative, like putting in the, you know, like only can use this to make this sound, and you have to find a way to do it. I like doing that. I think it forces you to be more creative. It's why I play on a smaller drum, like a 4-piece or a 5-piece drum kit with a couple cymbals, and not like a giant crazy rig, because I do have a giant like rack system and a 6-piece drum kit and like, I don't know, 12 cymbals and all the hardware to set it all up, but I just don't do it. I prefer small equipment, simple setup, and then it forces you to take that setup farther. Second reason is, well, I like rock and roll and metal. I want an amplifier plugged into a speaker that moves air. That's my inner caveman, inner rock and roll of like, I just want to plug in and go, Rah! It's the same reason why I like acoustic kits over electric kits, is because I want to hit a drum, I want it to react, I want it to be like loud and obnoxious, I want sound to happen, I don't want like, I want air to move, I want to do the rock and roll thing. It's I know it sounds dumb, but I enjoy that a lot. Third reason, and this is the most important reason, is the fact that everyone is now switching to digital equipment. And I not to sound like I'm up my own ass or anything like that, I got on that a lot earlier than a lot of other people did. Like, I started using Superior before a lot of, like, Superior Drummer, the drumming program, and Bias before a lot of other people did. And I've seen the transition go from analog to digital, and vice versa. I've seen digital to analog to digital, and we're back in the digital phase. And I've kind of always been on the opposite of that. Like, when everyone's doing digital, I want to do analog. But the main reason I don't want to do that is because those programs are awesome, like the Pod Farm and Axe FX and the new Line 6 one, the Helion. I think it's Helion or Helion or something like that. That one looks really cool. That one looks like it's going to give the Fractal like a run for its money. But the problem is that everyone gets these programs, or these crazy pieces of gear, and then they all pick the same amp. Like, so they're the same 3 amps. Like, everyone gets a Fractal Axe FX. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's the little magic black box that is like every rock and metal guy's rig right now, because it's kind of like this little magic black box. Everyone grabs that and then picks the 5153. Every single person does that, and then puts like the overdrive pedal, like a Tube Screamer or Tube Screamer-esque type pedal in front of it, and it's what everyone's doing. It's just like, so everyone starts sounding the exact same. It's the same reason why I'm trying to get away from using digital samples with my videos, because I don't want to use drum. I want to use a real drum kit, because in everyone's attempt to be more unique and more you know, and being more original with all this technology, everyone is now sounding the same. Everyone now sounds exactly the same. It's pretty bad when I can like pick out snare drums that are on like a video game soundtrack, and then on like, you know, a bunch of these videos here and a bunch of these songs here. Like, for example, I got the After the Burial CD after Buddy, well, is no longer with us, the guitar player, because I wanted to get it as a sign of respect. But I can't listen to that album because it's very obviously Superior Drummer, and it's the exact same snare drum I use for my covers. And it's like, oh, it just completely takes me out of the experience. Anyways, I might just be a purist, you know, prick, but that's just why I want an actual amp. I want the gear. I want to be able to move air and have fun with it and go rock and roll with it. Also, excuse the noise you might be hearing from off camera right now. My grandmother is currently cooking muffins. And yes, to those of you who don't know, I live in my grandparents' basement. And I drink out of a Pokemon cup. And yes, I am a grown man and an adult. Now, next thing I want to talk about is the fact that my schedule might be a tad hectic over the next month or so, because on top of the aforementioned, I'm gigging and working and stuff like that. I'm also doing something. I'm doing something, and I'm not gonna tell you what, but I'm doing something. It is music related, but that's all I'm gonna say on the topic, is I'm doing something. The Patreon guys might get some behind the scenes and some little teasers on what's going on, but the rest of everyone else is gonna just have to wait. Oh, and God, I almost forgot. Last cool really thing is I have a ticket to MagFest and a hotel room booked to MagFest in February. So, yeah, LittleV's going to MagFest. And that's, I believe it's the last week, or like the second last week of February, no, it's the last week, because February is the short month, derp. And, yeah, so I'm gonna go down there, I'm going for pretty much the whole thing, and to anyone else going down there, I'll see you guys down there. Anyways, guys, I gotta get going. I have to set up a drum kit and get a practice space all ready here, and there's a song I have to learn that has like 50 parts to it that I haven't even like fully learned yet, and it's just like, oh god. I'm busy, I got stuff to do, and I gotta go teach, and blah 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 blah. I'm ranting, I'm ranting. I don't know how to, my brain is processing an outro, and I can't think of it right now. You see what I do? I just kind of run on sentences until my brain figures out what the hell it's gonna do. Anyways, rock on, peace out, we'll see you next time.